Let's clear this up right now. You're not bad with money. You were never taught how to handle it. And yet, the world expects you to figure it out. Alone. Number 1. No real financial education at school teach you compound interest, budgeting, emergency funds. Of course not. But the moment you get paid, you're supposed to know how to survive, how to pay bills, save for retirement, prepare for emergencies, grow your wealth. You're expected to know all these things, even if you have zero formal training in managing money. It's like you're thrown into the deep end of the pool without knowing how to swim. And if you struggle, you're told to just sink or swim. If you can't keep your finances afloat, they say you're bad with money. They say it's a character flaw. But the truth is, we weren't taught the basics. We don't even know where to start. So we struggle. We sink. We drown. Sometimes we blame ourselves. Other times, we blame others. Why didn't my family teach me? They were too busy struggling themselves. Why didn't my school teach me? Too busy teaching us facts and figures we'll never use. Why didn't my friends teach me? They were too busy trying to look after their own backs. But the truth is, we can't keep blaming others because at some point, we have to take responsibility for our own ignorance. There's only so long you can cry. Nobody taught me. At some point, you have to educate yourself. You have to learn the rules of the game if you want to win. And this is where it starts. With you, with me, with all of us who are tired of being financially abused by the system. No. 2. A culture of shame and comparison. Boys love to say, Walan alam, yan sa pera. When someone else has more money, we think they got lucky. They inherited it. They have a sugar daddy. They know something we don't. We refuse to believe that they actually worked for it. So instead of asking how they did it, we just compare. We criticize, we judge, and that makes us feel better about ourselves and our own lives. It's easier to shit on someone else's success than to improve our own. We would rather be miserable in a crowd than happy alone. So we put each other down so no one will find out that we're not okay. But we shouldn't be ashamed of our struggles. We should be ashamed of giving up. You know what's really shameful? Not knowing how to handle your money. Not having an emergency fund when everyone around you does. Not investing early so you could retire young while everyone else works till they drop. That's shameful. Not caring about money is shameful. Not educating yourself about money is shameful. It's shameful to pass on money myths and stereotypes. It's shameful to compare and criticize instead of helping each other. We can do better. We must do better. This ends here. Number 3, financial trauma from early struggles. Growing up, watching your parents borrow, stretch, and sacrifice. Watching them work so hard just to put food on the table. Watching them argue over money and bills. Watching them disappoint because they simply couldn't afford it. It's not funny. It's not okay. It's actually traumatic. You inherit that stress. It becomes normal. So you grow up believing that money is hard to come by. You become accustomed to stretching You become afraid of extras and luxuries. You become a master of making do with what you have. And in a way, it's a good thing. Resourcefulness is a good trait. It means you can survive with little, but it can also make you poor. You become good at surviving, but not at thriving. You're always holding on, always struggling, always sacrificing. You always think there isn't enough, so you never try to ask for more. You don't deserve more. You weren't born with a silver spoon, so why do you expect gold? You settle for second best because that's all you think you deserve. But you're better than this. You're better than your circumstances. Your kids shouldn't grow up the same way you did. And it starts with you. It starts with educating yourself. It starts with taking control of your finances. It starts with facing your money story and overcoming it. So here are 4 moves you were never taught. Move, no, 1. Create a monthly plan. Stop doing budgets. They don't work. What works is creating a plan every single month. A rough one, a basic one, something you can actually stick to. Every month, list down your income, your fixed expenses, and your variable expenses. Track your spending. Know where your money goes. That way, you're not just mentally budgeting, you're actually planning your finances. You're actually in control of your money, and this plan will change your life because it forces you to confront your finances head on. It forces you to understand how much you earn, how much you need, and how much you can save. And this is just the beginning. This is the first step. After this, you can refine, you can improve, but you have to start somewhere. So start with a monthly plan. Move 2, use percent rules, not just gut feel. You were never taught percentages, were you? You were never shown how to calculate how much you need to save, how much you should spend, how much you can invest. You just sort of wing it. You hope for the best. Stop doing that. Start using percentages. The general rule is to save at least 20% of your income. Then divide your remaining 80% into needs and wants. For needs, 50% should be enough. That means 50% of your income should go to basic expenses like rent, utilities, groceries, transportation. If you're spending more than 50% of your income on needs, then you need to cut back. There's no other way about it. As for your wants, you should only spend 30% of your income on these. That means 30% of your income should go to dining out, shopping, Entertainment? If you're spending more than 30% of your income on wants, then you need to cut back again. If you use percentages, you're less likely to overspend. You're less likely to buy things you don't need. You're less likely to justify your purchases. Percentages limit you, but that's a good thing. They force you to prioritize. They force you to choose what's important. They force you to make smart choices. And once you've mastered the 50-30-20 rule, you can apply it to your debt. If you have any, move no. 3. Track your net worth. Not just your salary. You were only taught to track your income, not your assets and liabilities. Your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. Knowing your net worth helps you see your financial progress, especially if you calculate it every month. It's like a report card that tells you how well you're managing your finances. You might be earning a lot, but if you're not tracking your net worth, you won't know if you're actually getting ahead or if you're stuck. You might be earning a lot, but if you're not tracking your assets and liabilities, you won't know if you're growing your wealth or if you're just keeping up appearances. You might be earning a lot, but if you're not tracking anything at all, you won't know if you're even making progress. So learn to track everything. Learn to track your net worth every single month. Move? No. 4. Prepare for shocks. You were never taught how to deal with unexpected expenses like medical bills, car accidents, house repairs. You were never taught to set aside money for these. Instead, you just wing it. You borrow from someone, you max out your credit card, you sacrifice somewhere else. You cut back on something else. Don't do that. Prepare for shocks. Prepare for life. Have an emergency fund. Buy insurance. Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones. It's better to be safe than sorry. Better to be prepared than panicked. And that's it. Those are for moves you were never taught. But remember, this video isn't just about pointing out what you don't know. It's about empowering you to do something about it. It's about showing you that you can fix your life by learning what you were never taught. Start with this, a simple no BS Filipino money starter kit. Learn how to budget, save, and invest in a way that makes sense to you. 7 practical steps, 14 pages, and a lot of heart, all for free. Download it here, vincreatesgumroad.com. Query equals MoneyBuilt. Follow MoneyBuilt PH for a real financial education you should have had years ago.